me on airplane mode. You can put me on.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my people, people's people, all the people all over the world, people here watching the World Cup, people wherever doing whatever they doing, just people doing people stuff. Hello, people. We are people too. And this evening, we're gonna take you on a little ride today. All right, we're gonna take you through the sports world like we always do. We got the couple of things to handle on, I'll say, the greetings and salutations part of the show. Then we'll go from there to questions or talking about the NFL Top 100, a little bit of the World Cup, get into a little bit of the Miles report because Shorty was cooking last night, and home run derby, and then we got the Nat spotlight. Probably don't need to do that one. Probably hold off on that, but everything else, yeah, I'm good. Big guy. That being said, I'm the Midnight Rider. It's the big guy KG. The host is KG, and he's going to take it from here.
Good evening. Welcome to the Tuesday Night Flight. Thank you, Midnight Rider, for that rousing introduction. We are here to make you shout, glory be to the ones who knows what sports about, y'all. Man, first and foremost, how you feeling?
I'm good, man.
That's
I'm
good.
good. I'm getting settled in now.
All right.
That motor, that the oil didn't go through the first time. So we got to rev it back up.
Hey, man, it's like starting up a diesel engine sometimes. It takes a little bit to warm up. But once you get it warm and going, baby can take you cross country.
Yo, I am watching, or just so happened after Lee Ice and them finished, there's this random. So that's Taylor Jacobs, Clinton Portis, Mark Brunell's the quarterback. So it's a 2000s Redskins game. They're in the white on white, and they're playing the Giants. And it's just like I kind of watched it in the intro, and I was just like, "Yo, this is interesting," because I know I was at a bunch of these games, so it's like it doesn't. Some of them, sometimes they don't quite register yet. And then you see a play and you're like, oh, now I remember this game. Boom, 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 boom. And then you just start running through everything you saw. But interesting. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, going back watching those games, it's like we were so excited as a fan base, especially Gibbs 2.0. We were excited. And we didn't quite get what we thought we were going to get. Not
Right.
from any fault to anybody else. I think a lot of things in the front office that should have been right weren't right. And we took a spill on that. So, but we gotta move past that and embrace the change.
Yeah, buddy. And I'm
So,
reminisce.
gotta start the show off on a sad note. This just came down about an hour ago. Houston Texans co-founder Janice McNair, wife of Bob McNair, passed away earlier today. She was 89 years old. She, as well as her husband, Bob McNair, came up with the naming and everything for the Houston Texans when they came back into the league. I think they got them back in '99, and they wound up playing 2002. So she took over as sole owner in 2018, and she switched everything over to her son in 2024. One thing about her, she's a part of a distinct list of 10 female NFL owners or co-owners that was at this present point, and that's Virginia Hollis McCaskey of the Chicago Bears, Kim Pagula of the Bills, Carol Davis of the Raiders, Dee Haslam of the Browns, Amy Adams Strunk of the Titans, Gail Benson of the Saints, Sheila Ford Hamp of the Lions, Denise DeBartolo York of the Niners, and Jody Allen of the Seahawks. And can't forget Georgia Frontiere, former owner of the St. Louis / LA Rams. So she's a part of a distinct group of women that were owners in the NFL or are owners in the NFL. And you got to give her. I wish we could have gave her flowers while she was living, but to give her flowers now, she will be missed for being a pioneer and just being able to bring pro football back to Houston. She was a part of that. So, Midnight Ride.
Football. Nah, I don't have anything on it. That you did perfectly fine, bro.
That just made me feel way better. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That made me feel better. So, rest in peace to Janice McNair. On a happier note, happy birthday to one Roosevelt Greer. For those of you that are too young or uninitiated, Rosie Greer, part of probably one of the greatest defensive lines ever put together. The fearsome foursome. Can you name all four, Midnight Rider?
I didn't know there would be math on this test.
Nobody said they would be
Fearsome foursome. Is that Merlin Olsen, Rosie Greer? What is Dean's? What is his? Jones, Deacon Jones, Merlin Olsen, Rosie Greer. Give me a clue on the fourth, because I think Jack Youngblood is too young to be in that mix.
So you want to go double L?
Leonard, no. Go ahead, just tell me.
Lamar Lundy.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that one.
What's crazy is Rosie Greer played with the Giants first. Won a championship in '56, and he came over in '63 from the Giants to play right defensive tackle. That's when we used to have a right defensive tackle and a left defensive tackle. Of course, with the other three gentlemen, Lamar Lundy and Deacon Jones in the end, and he played beside Merlin Olsen. They used to have a thing where they got together, I think it was 2 or 3 times a year, and just hung out because they were that close. But oddly enough, if I'm not mistaken, they only played like a handful of games together because of injuries and things like that. But when they played together, it was one of those things that was lightning in a bottle. So that's why they're always considered one of the greatest defensive lines of all time. And a little trivia for you. Rosie Greer is also famous off the field for being the man that disarmed the assassin that killed Robert Kennedy in 1968. He disarmed Sirhan because he was working security for Bobby Kennedy's presidential campaign.
Didn't know that. Didn't know there'd be trivia on the show today.
I always got to pull a little something out, man. Happy birthday to Rosie Greer, the oldest living NFL player. Keeping it with the NFL, Midnight Rider. They started doing the NFL Top 100, right?
That's what you call a segue, folks.
I learned from the best. I learned from you.
Yes, I do know that they're doing it. I've always watched it. I've always wondered because it seemed a little too random for me. Because one year you're up here, next year you're way down here. Like Lamar Jackson was 2, now he's 68 or 69th. I was like, I don't know. Jaden's probably gone from the top 10 to somewhere in the 60s as well, if he's even on the list. But I know you got a list and some names.
I got some names. Cameron Jordan is 100.
Okay.
Cam Jordan, 100. Quentin Nelson 99. They got Bryce Young at 98 over Quentin Nelson. Quentin Nelson is probably one of the best interior linemen in the game right now.
I wonder if he
But
was
you
fully
got
healthy last season.
you say what?
I don't think he was fully healthy last season, so that might be because normally he's higher on that list.
17 games, 139. I'm sorry, 1,039 snaps. Only
That,
allow one sack all season.
that's crazy. Then that just means he plays guard.
He's a guard.
Guard. Guard.
Your boy, Travis Etienne, number 96.
All right, I'm done with this list already.
Yeah, see?
I'm done with this already.
Montez Sweat is 91.
Okay, he had a decent season because they had he helped them turn teams over a lot. So he may not have great sack numbers, but I think he may have some forced fumbles and tackles for loss.
Brock Purdy is 85, and Brock Purdy only played 9 games last season. And he's 85.
Yeah, but still, I mean, he was probably much higher last year. I mean, the year before. So that makes sense.
Jalen Ramsey is 82. Bobby Wagner went up to 81.
That's about right. He probably should have been in that 90s club, but okay.
AJ Brown's 80. Travis Kelce 79.
Yeah, Kelsey. Yeah, all right. So we're good so far. It's nothing outrageous. I don't like the ETN, and yeah, I definitely don't like the ETN one.
Baker Mayfield 77. JC Horn 76. Josh Jacobs 74. Jordan Love 72.
I'd put Bake before Love.
I say the same thing. Xavier McKinney 70. This is the one that everybody's pissed off about. Lamar Jackson dropped 67 spots to number 69. So in 13 games.
Oh, this is dope. Real quick,
Well, I think
side note. So they got the players coming out of the Liberty Bell, and like instead of having a lineup card, they're actually signing like the Declaration of Independence. But of course, it's just a lineup card in the spots where they're batting at as they're being introduced. That's tough.
that's nice. That
I
is
like
one.
that. I like that. You like that? I like that.
Lamar Jackson is 69. I think is that where we ended off at?
Yeah,
We
I think the funny
76
thing
to
is
61 is what they've done so far.
they've gone from they used to just do it on NFL Network. Now they do it. I think they do it all on Twitter now. So it's not my
That was
favorite
a whole
thing,
thing.
but I think also the list was leaking out before the shows, so it's kind of like you kind of lost some of the suspense.
That's when you have to sequester is the word. That's when you got to sequester who's making the list, so they don't have no influence, and they put the list together in some big hotel suite where they just don't have no influence and nobody can know anything. You lose your job if you put it out, but I digress.
Yeah, that's a little too harsh, buddy. It's a little too harsh. Because if you think about it, you got to talk about the players. I don't know if they tell the players, "Hey, this guy is number 74. Tell me what you think about him." Because I think some of it, if you notice it, you get some of the same guys because those are the guys that seem to pay attention more or seem to be willing to do it. It's like forever there used to be what is the corner 24 for Pittsburgh? Ike. It's not Grant. Ike. What is Ike's last name? It's not Austin. That's the basketball player.
Ike Taylor?
Yeah, Ike Taylor. There you go. He used to always be on the show. He was like the main, like he wasn't the main person, but for a lot of the AFC guys, he was in the comments or he was doing like the background talking about the guys.
Anthony checking in. What's happening, Anthony? Maddie checking in. Yankees players getting booed very loudly in Philly. Ah, that's because they ain't got no class in Philly. You don't know greatness when you see it, bruh. We always gonna get booed up in that joint.
Go ahead. I'm waiting for you to finish.
Moving right along.
Making sure, because I felt like you wanted to. Felt like I felt a bit, but you just want to go with a bit there. But okay.
I pulled back. Because I didn't have too many places to go with that. But World Cup. What are we in? Final 8 right now?
Nah, we're down on 4.
Oh shit,
The
we
final
down to Final
4.
4.
Yeah, we got
Here's
the.
a
Actually, we technically got. You're in the best. You're in the catbird seat because Spain won today against France, so you got automatically one to make it into this. Because I lost France, and it's crazy because everybody that I liked ended up playing each other. So Morocco played France. France won. Before that, Morocco played the Netherlands, which was crazy in its own right. Matty Ice with the Trump special on his picks. Um, that was hilarious. Um, but yeah, so it's England and Argentina tomorrow.
mm,
Excuse me. Yeah, it's England and Argentina tomorrow. So winner of that plays Spain, and I think that final is either Saturday or Sunday at 3. So there you go.
thank you for that, Midnight Rider.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's gonna get interesting because I think Messi, because Mbappe didn't score today, so I think um, pretty much if Messi gets a goal, I think he wins the Golden Boot, and that's the person with the most goals scored in the tournament. Now I could be wrong because um, Harry Kane has been like around enough too, so I got to double check the math on that.
all right. Maddie said Dave Roberts also booed loudly.
Of
He said
course,
my bit didn't go so well. Um, Speaking of baseball.
speaking
Oh
of
well, hold
baseball,
on. But well, we got the Miles report first before we go to baseball.
you want to do that now?
Yeah, you want to do the Miles report now? Get it out of the way. That way you got all baseball the rest of the way.
Oh, all right. How many innings we watching?
I thought we was just doing the first.
All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure we were still on the same page. I knew
Yeah.
I was doing watch for something with somebody. I just couldn't remember.
Look, we're gonna get you a secretary and a schedule book so you can keep up with all your appointments and where you need to be and what seat you need to be in. But I know before we go into the Miles report, I know what seat that you at home watching need to be in. You need to be in your favorite seat next Monday. Let me make sure I got my times right. Next Monday,
Mm-hmm.
July 20th at 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Behind the Whistles, the Summit, presented by Drive Time, Pretenders or Contenders. So that's Matty Ice, Showtime Sir Scooter, Coach Devon, Midnight Rider. I believe Coach Drip's going to be in there coming together doing one collaborative show talking about coaching and referees. Make sure you are there.
We actually have 4 coaches and 4 referees, so we may not go full panel. Um, we might figure out like who we're gonna get to moderate. I think Scooter might be the moderator for the most of it. Um, but it's gonna be a fun time, man. It's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be very informative. Like we're trying to. I know Maddie's. This has been Maddie's baby. He's really been trying to get it so like it doesn't become a situation where you're just complaining about the other side no matter what. Like all you're doing is like we're actually going to try to exchange information and see what works. See the best way. Like all right, if a coach is arguing with you, Like what's the best way for him to do that, or what makes you feel like what makes it a little bit less disrespectful when a coach comes out to argue with you or to fuss with you. Um, I know everybody's gonna be their tone's gonna be excited, so you can't really correct the tone. So what's the nature of the conversation or the nature of the question that you're asking? So I think that's gonna be an interesting and informative thing.
Love it, man. Can't wait. Maddie said that's a hell of a promo, KG. Thank you, Maddie. Scooter is going to be asking the questions of the panel. So Scooter's going to be your moderator.
Okay.
Ooh. Layout. Figure out how you want your layout. Put a whole new layout for it. Everybody down the side?
I think we're gonna use the one that we used for remember we had the 6-person box or the 8-person box for where it was like everybody was around. I'm pointing to the screen like you can see my finger. I just realized what I was doing. Um but because we got the 4-box one where everybody goes like to the different corners. But then there's one that's like a 6-box. It's a custom layout 8, is what it's called. But we might want to see if we can get. It should be a 10. We might want to make sure that we put that in the coach's studio or in
Okay.
Maddie's studio, whatever studio is going to have the show. I'm thinking we're doing it from Maddie's studio, so
Okay.
we make sure we customize or we get the layout because if it's 4 and 4, and I think they're included in the 4s. That gets you about 10 or 11 people. So
Max is 10.
okay, so then we got to
So if
make it
you,
work for the max.
yeah. So if you got that, yeah. Maddie said, yeah, I got to work on that. We got a 6-person box. We need a 9 or a 10. Hey, have at it, Maddie. If you need help, just let me know. I'll walk you through it. I got you.
Now, this is also we're going to have to excuse Maddie here in a second because the national anthem is being sung. So I don't know if he's ready to give us a live score of the national anthem when it's done. We'll definitely take that. I know the other day we were doing something and the anthem came on, and I think he gave them a 42 on the anthem. So we'll see. Oh, it was before the home run derby.
Mm.
So that young lady got a 42. So we'll see what this one gives us. Man, oh man. I'm gonna tell you one thing. This Minnesota Lynx team. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you. Let me talk to you. Uh, woo. So last night, Kayla McBride got loose. She was 37 points, 11 for 17 from the field, 6 of 11 for 3, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Then you turn it to Olivia Miles. Excuse me as I get loose because I'm a Chris Collinsworth this. Now, ready? Now here's a young lady that is giving people the business. She gave him 33 on 10 of 16 from the floor, 5 of 8 from 3, and she gave him 8 dimes and 3 boards. The only thing I don't like about ESPN is they don't put her steals up here. So that's what she did. I'm trying to see if I got the stat line because there was I think it was Monday. So Monday, your girl and the Dream um, played the Sparks, and the Dream beat the Sparks 101-92. That was actually a good ball game. I watched a lot of that. Um, Reese played very well. Uh, they got a guard Canada for Atlanta that she's gritty. And then it just looked like Atlanta was just sharing the basketball well, and it also looked like the Sparks was sharing it too. That game just a game of runs. Very good basketball being played. Oh, Patty LaBelle singing it. Uh-oh. Patty singing the anthem. So you have to rewind your TV.
That is correct. Patti LaBelle is from Philadelphia. She's a part of that Philadelphia sound.
Okay. Now here's another crazy lineup or line I should say. So the Indiana Fever played the Aces. Is this the game where Shorty came off the bench and dropped like 20? Yep, this isn't what I'm thinking of. The Sophie Cunningham off the bench gave him 20 points on 7 or 9 from the field and 6 or 7 from three. But that's not who I'm thinking about. It was somebody else that had a performance in a lopsided game, and I'm not gonna find it. I'll find it for you. Here we go. I think it's the Mercury. I think this is where the young lady, like, they got destroyed. Nope, that's not the game either. All right, we'll worry about it later. Because I saw it in passing. That's the only reason. But she was like 7 or 8 from the floor, and like 6 or 7 from three, and she had a couple dimes, but they were getting beaten so bad that it really didn't like it didn't do anything, but maybe earn her some playing time down the stretch. But back to Olivia Miles, man. She is giving it to these people however they want it. You want it, you want the hezzy and the layup? Here you go. You want the step back three? Here you go. You want the pull up? Here you go. You want me to cross you and take you to the cup? Here you go. Oh, you want me to dish the rock? Here you go. You want me to throw a no look? Here you go. I mean, it's just, yeah. I don't know
She
what else to say.
she's a I can't even call her a beast because she's way more than that. She, whew,
I
like
know one
watching
thing.
her play, it make you happy because it's she old school because she don't bop bop bring it back. She bop bop gone, and it's so quick.
Yeah,
Man, she got girls' ankles going like this. They just collapse.
she don't mess around.
Man, Maddie said Patti LaBelle singing it a little slow and added stuff, but damn, her voice. 82 years old, Maddie, and still got them pipes. He
Maddie's
said
gonna
she
give her
gets
a
a
40.
47.
I knew it. I knew it wasn't gonna be 50. Maddie's stingy with the 50s. Only the guy in Vegas get the 50s. But it's also when he said he made a note saying that it was slow. I knew he was gonna. Maddie's a stickler for that, and he's a stickler for like if you do a bunch of runs. He doesn't reward runs. So yeah.
Hey,
But
I'm not mad at it.
I do know one thing. I am not the biggest Olivia Miles fan in the world.
Who
I
might
know
that
there's
be?
Mama Miles, there's Papa Miles, but there's a guy in between me and in the top 10 or the top 5. But there's a dude that goes to all of the Lynx games. He's got him a fro. I don't know if that's his real hair or if he got a wig and he wears the goggles. Like she has her goggles. So I think he's number one.
Hmm.
And I know she's made the feature. She's made it to the comic strip again. After last night, so she was definitely in the comic strip.
Well, I tell you this, Midnight Rider. You you put everybody on her when she was at Notre Dame. What was this? 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
Yeah, her and Hannah
And then she
Hidalgo, baby.
transferred out. I think well, she got hurt first, and then she transferred out to TCU.
Yep.
So we got to give you your flowers because we were looking at Hannah Hidalgo. We
Hey,
weren't
that's
really
what I
looking
saw.
at Olivia Miles like we should have been, and you made that possible. So now that's why we have the Miles report. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Ask away.
With the way that Miles is playing, we can forget pencil. We can take the pen, the permanent marker, the Sharpie. We can take spray paint. We can put her down for rookie of the year. Can we do the same in good faith for MVP?
I think the only person that stops her from the MVP is Aja Wilson. Like we can't. That's the only reason why I haven't etched her name. I haven't taken the stencil out and etched her name on that trophy. But she's gonna be close. It's gonna be interesting to see. what the reporters of WNBA value more and how that plays out in the long run.
All right. Now we can make that switch
Can I
and
get
move
a
over.
Can I get a
Huh?
quick commercial break?
Oh, we can take a quick commercial break.
Now I don't want the short one. I need one about at least a minute and some change.
At least a minute and some change. Let me see what I can pull out of here. Oh, shoot. I got something. Let's do it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
So, here we Ladies and gentlemen, that is the theme song, the intro. Self-proclaimed by the coach, the best, the hardest hitting intro on the network. I tell him I don't know. You got professional singers on it. I don't know if that count. You got professionals on there, but nah, it's pretenders or contenders. Again, this week we have a special show airing in place of that at 6 p.m. We're going to what's it? What's the title of it? Because I don't want to get the title wrong.
The
Is it
title is
behind the whistle?
Behind the Whistle, the Summit.
All right, and that's gonna be something where parents, you want coaches, parents, family members, kids, everybody to check that out, man. We've been trying to do stuff on Mondays where we really get everybody involved. We do a little bit of something for everybody in terms of parents, student athletes, coaches, and the like, man. So there you go. And with that being
And
said, this is the Tuesday Night Flight. He's the big guy KG. I'm the Midnight Rider. Take it away, KG.
I love what Coach Devon and yourself are doing over there at Pretenders and Contenders. When I tell you Untap, PG County Sports, Montgomery County Sports, having an outlet and just everybody that's working together and getting that done, man, you guys are doing a wonderful job. My only thing is I love Coach intro, but the Saturday Night WrestleManiacs had the best album of the year. I'm gonna let you finish though, but they had the best album, so we can go head to head. That's what we need to do. Get coaching on Saturday. Play the WrestleManiacs, and let the people decide.
Okay.
Go versus House.
Oh
I'm gonna
boy.
go ahead and head on to this go side. Sorry, Don. Got to go head on to that go side. It's in my blood, baby.
Oh man.
Last night we had the home run derby. Tonight is the Midsummer Classic, hence the name Tuesday Night Flight Midsummer Classic.
Last night.
My guy Jordan
Oh, yeah,
Walker,
anyway.
Cardinals outfielder. He had to overcome a lot, and I ain't just talking about numbers wise. I got word that people were a little raucous last night. Had some things to say about him while he was taking his swings. But he is your home run derby winner, Midnight Rider. I know you watched it live.
No. Remember, this is my boycott. I don't do Netflix sports no more because I am tired of sports going. KG, you won this one. I kept saying, "No, you're an old fogey." Nope, not doing it. Not getting Netflix just to watch. Nope, nope. Wasn't going to do it. But I did, of course, have Bleacher Report and Bleacher Report gave me all the updates like as the rounds were going, so I was still able to kind of keep an eye on it. And there were a couple reels that came out, but nah, the key to the whole thing and the best part about it was the Philly fans kind of thought they had it in the bag with Schwarber, and then this guy hit 6 straight because you get a certain number of swings, and then on the last pitch, you keep hitting home runs until you can't hit home runs again. So he had 6 home runs to actually help him win it. So that was a great performance. But from all the things that I've listened to today, everybody loved the format. And I thought they would because it makes it more smooth because you actually get to watch the home run travel his path as opposed to like having to rush and turn around and swing again because of the time session. So I think that was one of the better parts. I think once you get Netflix to understand the angles and what people want to see a little bit better, I think that's going to make it even better, or even I'll say a even better product. I'll say it that way. The only problem is I don't know if we get one next year because
Yeah,
I
with
mean with
striking.
the labor unrest, I just don't know what baseball wants to do because both the players and the owners have basically made it so they've taken the hard stances on the hardest stuff for them to get approved and for them to come together on.
Let me
Like
ask you a question. We
in the
talk.
midst of that, let me finish this thought real quick
Okay.
before I lose it. But it's like you ever I don't know if you ever been to the Grand Canyon. I haven't. But whatever that gap is between if you stand on one side and somebody stands on the other, whatever that distance is between you two, like add 3 more Grand Canyons, and that's the Players Association and the owners.
That's
But I do
because
want to say shout out to Mikey Trout because I know Philly loves him. I'll never forget that game I went to Angels and the Nats, and the lady was behind me screaming Mikey Trout the whole night because I guess she grew up in the same hometown as him all night long. Mikey Trout, Trout, and that's how she said it. That's the only reason I say it that way because that's all I heard. Mikey Trout. It's like, oh God, this is gonna be a long one.
oh man. Now I got 2 questions for you. One's being funny, being facetious. If we could remember we were talking about adding things to the MLB All-Star festivities,
Oh,
and you shot down everything that I put out. But I got one for you.
okay.
Now, when Jordan Walker, when he
Mm-hmm.
won last night, my mind, when I got up this morning, I saw that. You know what should have happened? You should have brought out Ken Griffey Jr. and be like, you got to hit against Ken Griffey Jr. now.
I just don't want to see Ken pull a hamstring. I get it. I get what you're saying, but I think that would also just take too much time because I think they're trying to get this. I think the event last night was like 2 hours and 45 minutes. I really think they want their sweet spot to be 2 hours and 30 minutes so they can get it. They can get because you gotta keep the party going.
Oh,
We're in a
I mean, it's
society
a
where only thing people will binge watch shows and sit there for 8 hours and watch a show, all 8 episodes. But you put a sporting event on for more than 2 hours, 2.5 hours, they're like, oh, I can't stay involved. I can't stay engaged. Like you just watched 8 episodes of whatever. Love at first sight. Whatever the show is that Showtime Sarah's gonna go on and meet Aaron Judge and Professor Love to him.
but I mean, watching the NBA All-Star Weekend from that Thursday night to Sunday, you got the celebrity game, the MTV Rock and Jock, and I'm talking old school. And then on Saturday, you had the shooting stars competition, the rookie game, the dunk contest, the 3-point contest, the skills competition. And that was way more than 2 hours. You sat there till like 11 o'clock, from like 7 to 11 watching
Yeah, but you
festivities.
had
Then you sat for 3 hours and watched the game on Sunday.
but you had different activities. The activities were the different things. And you always had the big moments pop up. So in the home run derby, I think this is the best version of the home run derby, to be honest with you. So I don't see anything else being out there. And then I just don't see them adding anything because really, if you make the All Star break, you're there on Sunday for whatever pictures or whatever's being taken. Um, there's what else? Sunday is also the day that I think that's the Black College All Star game, and then the Futures game, and then Monday you got the Derby. Tuesday you play the game. Wednesday you on the flight going back home, and Thursday you playing again. So like, I can see why some guys like after the game, after they take their bats or whatever, they get out of Dodge. So I get it.
And that
Mike Trout leads off against uh, Christopher Sanchez, starter for the Phillies. He's having a great year. He actually had like a scoreless inning streak that lasted for a while. Um, he definitely not the biggest guy in terms of stature. He's tall, but he's a slim dude. Um, almost gives you a little bit of a left-handed. I don't like doing comparisons, but I get a little. I gotta see the rest of the shapes of the pitches, but at first blush, I thought about a left-handed Pedro, that
mm,
lean frame and the slingshot arm. I'd have to watch him more for it to stick, but
and Maddie said someone called the final two in the Derby. I was it Matty Ice?
yeah, it was Matty Ice. Yeah,
I'm not gonna you said
yesterday we did another show yesterday for the All Star game, so hung out a little bit with the gentleman and did a little All Star game or All Star Derby review.
that's always
Um,
great.
so it's 2-2 right now. Trout's been fighting off pitches. Um, we're about the sixth pitch in. Oh, Trout's only hitting 237. Ooh, struck him out.
Mm.
Oh man! In the words of I forget Gross's first name, but he used to be an umpire. My dad knew his last name was Gross. I can't think of his first name, but if you either swung or you got caught looking, if he was in a good mood, all you hear is "I see ya." That's how he bring you up. I was like, yo, I cannot hear this all week.
Maddie said Sanchez is just so nasty.
Yep.
So that's what you like. I mean, when you got a pitcher that has a repertoire, but everything he throws is just it's hard to hit, and he not throwing junk. Like when you got a pitcher, I'm talking his
Mm.
breaking ball has a 12-6 drop, and
He's
it
one
comes
and
across
one.
the plate and that bottom fall out.
It's 1-1 against to Alvarez. Alvarez is hitting 318. I didn't think Jordan's bat would be like it is in his career. I always thought he would have the power numbers, but it looks like he's getting something hitting, and he stings one up the middle for a base knock. Look at Freddie Freeman.
So
If
answer me a
Freddie Freeman
question:
is smart, if Freddie Freeman is smart, he'll end his career in Washington.
if he's smart,
And the only reason I say that is because he hits like 800 here in Washington. So it may not work if he wears the Washington jersey, though.
let me ask you a question. Would you be opposed to, just for shits and giggles, would you be opposed to cork bats at some time during All-Star weekend?
Yes. Why are we give? Let's not give into the because you don't want like let's keep it on the up and up because this game has fought too many of those type of situations. And I mean, fans, most of the fans now don't even know what a cork bat is. You know what I'm saying? Because that was prevalent during our era, growing up and in our 20s or whatever. So I don't know what guys are doing now. I know last year we had the whole thing about the bats. The what were they called? The bats that everybody was crying that they were illegal, but now you only hear them talk about it.
Right. What was the flybacks or something like that?
It was something.
And I know Aaron Judge, the Yankees, Yankees players use them, and I think I said it then, and I say it now. The only reason why because it was so successful with the Yankees, and it was like, oh, it's giving them an unfair advantage
It was
because they
that
had the most
it
home
was the
runs in
Yankees.
like the first 2 months.
It was actually it was the first weekend because they like scored like 30 runs against Milwaukee in that opening series, and yeah, and then it just changed after that. Here he is, my guy.
Anthony said, "I know cork bat. I know what a cork bat is." Now I asked that because Sammy Sosa used to use cork bats during batting practice.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That
he would
doesn't
use
make
a cork bat during batting practice just to swing and mess around. Like if the fans had started fouling in, he would switch to the cork bat so it could just knock stuff out of the park. But what happened was they stopped. I think they stopped from doing it during batting practice because it was a game. I don't even remember who it was against, but I know he accidentally grabbed a batting practice bat and didn't grab his regular bat. And he didn't hit a home run. He just shattered his bat. And they looked at the barrel. He shook his head because he knew he grabbed the wrong bat. So he
so.
got tossed from the game. He said he wasn't even going to appeal it because he knew he messed up.
My man Junior Caminero has 28 home runs. I think he's third. I don't know if that was said in baseball or in the NL. Oh, that's gonna be trouble. You'll get one. Oh, yep, out at first, second, third, 2 outs now. Uh, Coming to the plate should be who's on the 5 hole because Caminero definitely was the cleanup hitter.
And it was
Freddie
torpedo
King.
bats, Midnight Rider.
There you go. I knew somebody was going to say it or you was going to look it up because I just remember it being the thing and we did like we probably that first month like a bunch of shows featured that conversation. So Bobby Witt Jr.
Anthony said, guys, if you had to choose one young starter for one game in the World Series, who would you choose? Jose Fernandez or Paul Skeens?
That's not a fair question, Anthony. It's not. It's not because I say to this day, the Marlins would have had another at least one more World Championship if Fernandez doesn't have that accident. At least one, probably two. Because that team at that time they used to torment the Nats. Um, they gave the Nats fits, so I definitely would say yeah. I'd take Fernandez over anybody. You can put Skeens out there. You can put whomever else you want out there. It's always gonna be JoJo. It's always gonna be Jose Fernandez to me.
I agree with that. I do agree. Anthony said it's funny how fans were complaining when they saved parts of the bat to give advantage to the starters and relievers to get more spin off their speed pitches, but they complain about the cork bat.
Well, some of that's for safety though, and I mean if you're talking about like the tacky stuff, they don't do it as much, but you should be able to. When we early in the year and it's 35 degrees or 45 degrees outside, you should give those guys something to be able to get a grip on the baseball. Um, I'm actually a fan of them using I don't know if it's called the stick or the stickum or the glue, whatever you want to call it. I was a fan of that because yeah, it may give you an outrageous um spin on a pitch, but the problem is It also helps them control that pitch. We don't want that thing sailing into somebody's head, and then we got to worry about somebody getting hit in the face or whatever. So, um, I definitely think that should be a thing.
Didn't they stop pitchers from licking their fingers too?
No, you can still do that. You just
Okay.
got it's just when you do it is more important than you actually doing it.
Okay.
I wonder if Cody Belger's from Philly because he got the little ceremonial um, where the catcher goes out to the mound. It's not counted as a visit, but allows the crowd to give you a standing ovation or whatever. So bases are loaded, as Maddie says. Bellinger's on the plate. This could get ugly real quick, or he could get out of this with no problems.
Anthony said you can't have it both ways. You can't complain that the starters and relievers have an advantage. On the other hand, you complain that the hitters get the advantage.
Well, I've never been a quarterback fan. I just think if when it's cold, you should give them something to help them out. Because I'm not doing it because I'm trying to gain an advantage. We're doing it because we still want to keep players around. And player safety is supposedly at the key in the center of all this. Cork bats. Um, I just think that's it's a non-starter for me. So sorry, but not sorry.
You know, I understand the cork bats, but that's like I don't like college using metal bats because they did a study on that maybe 25,
Well,
26 years ago. And they were like, the velocity that a baseball comes off a metal bat is way higher than what comes off a wood bat, and it could cause way more injuries.
yeah, but the only problem is at the college level, that's a whole lot of money you're gonna be spending on bats to keep teams talking about some 100, 200 teams or 150 teams using wooden bats and trying to get it specialized for certain players. So the AL is up 2-0. Um, Ball hit right back up the middle. Uh, I don't know if he's tipping pitches or what, but yeah,
And Maddie said people hitting balls out of the park without cork bats just fine.
exactly. Because now that's all they do.
Yeah.
Like we talked the other day, and like we were talking about the what was it? Like team batting averages were like there was only like 4 or 5 teams over 250, let alone anything else. That's crazy. And it's a bunch of guys that hit like 246 but got 30 home runs or 24 home runs or whatever it is. Um, what are your thoughts about what's that? The major rule proposal for the draft where it says you can't draft kids out of high school anymore. Everybody has to go to college for 3 years. That's the owner's rule. That's a pure. You know what? We realize that maybe we've missed in the margins too much, banking on these high schoolers. How can I save myself? How can I save face? Um, and that's really all it is. It's the owners trying to cover their CYA because they have missed on a lot of these high school kids that came up. And these kids come up, spend 3 4 years in your organization, don't advance, don't make it to the majors, and then all of a sudden, they're looking at college football as a place to go to, try to save themselves or, live out a dream now because they were 2 sport stars.
And he said also
Oh
they're going
yeah.
to make the draft international with Latin American and young Asian players under 25 with less than 3 seasons professional.
Let's not get too caught up in these proposals because that's all it is right now. Let's see what gets hashed out because there's gonna be a lot of things they're gonna try to do. And I think what it is they're gonna start at the far end of the spectrum and give themselves enough gravity to come back to where they can maybe get an agreement, but they're gonna start at the most outrageous. Like I don't see how baseball can even try to implement a salary cap when I mean you've got guys that already got deals that are astronomical. Like how do you enforce that? There
I
you
mean,
go.
look at Shohei.
Sanchez gets out of the inning, gave up 3 runs. Now the big dog Dylan Cease for the American League is going to come out here.
Maddie said issue is players don't care to bat for average because they won't hit the ball where people aren't.
He's absolutely correct. We had this conversation, but and that's the thing. It's like, or the other part is you don't get paid if you don't hit the ball at the park. Yeah, if you don't hit the ball at the park, you're not worth it to most of these teams because of whatever they spend on, their version of analytics and what they think is the proper thing and the launch angles and the hit velocity and all that stuff, are all things that just factor into the game so much more. Like now, a guy like a Luis Araz, um, he's like, what's the word I want to use? Like he's a how do I want to use this word? He's a one off. You know what I'm saying? Now he's not the norm. He's the exception to the rule. Whereas, you know, some names that Matty brought up, and I'm gonna use the names he brought up because they were great names. Back in the day, we'll start with Ichiro, we'll go to Rod Carew, we'll talk about, Tony Gwynn and guys of that nature that, their whole mission was to hit the ball where they weren't. To all right, if you play me like this, and I forget where I was watching, but Tony Gwynn had a thing where I think the stat was like if he played one season and struck out once a game or something like that, he still wouldn't catch the number of strikeouts he has in his career, or he wouldn't have the number. It would never be a point where he would have more strikeouts than hits or
Mm.
strikeouts than walks. It was something crazy. It was one of those stats
Yeah.
that when you heard it, you just like, what? I don't have it readily available, so I'm not gonna worry about it. But yeah, he had like there's some of those stats out there in this world where, and I think we've talked about them before, where when you hear the stat, it like doesn't make sense at all. But I mean, these guys lived it, did it.
Now, now talking about home runs, I went and I said, let me just pull up the home runs from the last few years. Now, Schwarber is leading the league right now with 32. Kyle
Right.
Raleigh hit 60 last year. Aaron Judge in 24 hit 58. Matt Olson hit 54. Judge at 62 and 22. Uh, Salvador Perez and Vlad Jr. had 48 and 21. 2020, which was a COVID season, now only 22 from Voit. Pete Alonso had 53 and 19. 48 from Chris Davis and 18. Giancarlo Stanton had 59 and 17. Trumbo 16 had 47. So did Chris Davis and 15. Nelson Cruz 40. Like we were getting 55, 59 at a time because I remember every summer it was always who's
Mm.
going to hit 60. And this is long before 98. It was like who's going to hit 60 because the balls are flying out of the park. You know, when Brady, what's his name?
Brady Anderson.
Yeah, Brady Anderson, when he hit 50, they were asked, could he hit 60? Could he be the first person to hit 60 since Maris did it in 61?
That was a one off. That was a
Yeah,
one off, and the Soriano year was a one off.
but I'm going to tell you what wasn't a one-off. Sammy Sosa hitting 60, 66. I think he hit 66 3 years in a row. That wasn't a one-off. He showed he was that guy. But,
That guy.
yeah, that guy.
Nah, I don't know if he's that guy. If you say Barry, that's different. But
Well, Barry Bonds, I can't call Barry Bonds that guy. Barry Bonds had two different careers. And
Barry
both, if
Bonds,
you take the first half of his career and you split his career in half, no matter what anybody says, split Barry Bonds' career in half. You take the first half of his career and you put it into perspective. It's a Hall of Fame career. You take the second half of his career and put it into perspective. It's a Hall of Fame career. The dude had two Hall of Fame careers.
no, you're absolutely right. I just was saying that because I get caught up in listening to these different podcasts and these different shows, and the story that I keep bringing up is God, what is? It's not Kemp. It's the other. But they're talking to a player. Oh, they're talking to Well, there's two. There's one where they're talking to Chipper Jones, and Chipper Jones is like, yeah, Barry Bonds is the greatest hitter I've ever seen. Um, Bobby Cox. I think they said they gave him one strike, and every time they threw him a strike, he would hit out of the park. And Bobby Cox got so pissed off, you could hear him yelling from the dugout, "This is why we don't pitch to him." And like, yeah. So that was one. But there was a story. One of the guys that played on this team, it was like he was chasing. I want to say that he was chasing his dad or he was chasing Hank Aaron, one of the two. And on the Friday night of that series, he hits a home run. So now he's one away from tying that person. He's like, well, I ain't gonna do it until we get back to San Francisco. And he proceeded to hit doubles off the wall to left center, right center all weekend long. And then when they got back into the park, he's like, "Get you your one. I'm getting the one tonight. The time got the tie. Then he got the one to break it." It's just like, yo, who does? How do you? Yeah. But Barry Bonds was a hitter. Like everybody sees the power stuff, but he was still just a great hitter. Um, and the stuff he does and the stuff he did, like he talks, and I laugh when he talks about it because the game is so different now. Like the game now, you see Soto do his little Soto shuffle. You see Jazz Chisholm stand there and hit a home run and then stare at it for 15, 20 minutes before he runs around the bases. Um, and they don't have to worry about getting hit. Because if he had done that subtle shuffle, I mean, I know people have thrown at him, but yeah, man, back in the day, guys don't let you do that and still stand into the thing. You better get ready. You got one coming to your ear hole. Just get ready because it's gonna be there. So
When you talk great hitters, and I'm guilty of it myself, because recent memory is Barry Bonds is a power hitter. Barry Bonds left off the list when we talk great hitters. You talk about Tony Gwynn, of course, Pete Rose,
yeah,
Ted Williams, Wade Boggs. You talk about
Donnie
great hitters,
Baseball,
huh?
Donnie Baseball, Don Mattingly.
Oh, you said Donnie Baseball because you went in and out. I couldn't hear you.
You good?
Uh, Damn right. Ichiro is another one.
Ichiro is the best hitter, one of the best hitters I've ever seen in my life. The man came over here, and I think he played. I forgot how long he played, but was able to get 3,000 hits. I think he might have 3,000 hits in his career in Japan, something crazy like that as well. That'll
Yeah, I think
never, ever be duplicated.
Ichiro, just like Bonds, but if you notice, everybody that we just named, what's the one thing they got in common?
They all hit the baseball where they ain't.
Patience.
Oh, okay.
Patience. And it's something I used to watch Bonds hit. And I used to, because I had this thing about mimicking hitters' swing and stance and everything. I could never mimic Barry Bonds. He had this thing where before he swung, he tapped his toe forward and then he lifted his leg to swing. I never could imitate that. It's like this toe tap that he would do, and it was so cool, but I couldn't imitate it. Because it's like the ball's going in regular motion. He's moving in slow motion when he does it. And then next thing you know, he connects and it's gone.
I mean, that's when you're a great hitter, man. You can do certain things that normal people can't do and still get to the baseball. Like I used to be in amazement that Gary Sheffield could sit there and waggle his bat the whole time and still get to the baseball, but it was a mechanism for him. Same thing with uh what's my man Julio Franco. Julio would have the bat twisted above his head, pointing at the pitcher, and somehow get that thing down around and still hit 316 like it's nobody's business.
Yep.
But that's when guys, you take something off your swing and you throw the ball out to left field down the line, or you pull it down the line because nobody's there, or you hit it in the gap because there's nobody there. You hit it where
Hit
they
him
ain't.
with him. Maddie said, "I'd like to see that stick, or at least a year or two. I think that's the draft. We're not drafting high school players." Maddie said, "I agree with Midnight. The proposal is more for the owners to cover their asses because there's a higher bust rate with high school players because you don't know how we're gonna react."
Yeah, the kid. There's a kid, Eric Green's son. I can't think of his first name now, but he got drafted by the Nets 3 drafts ago. He was in the same draft with James Wood, and
Yeah,
he's still sitting at single A ball because the kid just can't, like, he can't hit the baseball consistently enough. Top tier athlete, one of the best athletes they said in this draft class, but when you can't hit, you must have quit. I think it's something like that. What Johnny Cochran said.
and he said to a pro environment, it's a lot safer to wait for them to deal with college guy who might handle a pro environment a lot better. I say this: when you get a guy from high school, if they are coachable, which is one thing you should be at any level of your career, you got to be coachable. But if they're coachable, you can mold them into being a consummate professional because they're still in a molding age. But this is a microwave age, so everything has to happen right now, right now, right now. So I
Well, no,
see it from the owner standpoint, but kids getting that call to live out your dream in high school, something different.
the only thing I would say to you, bro, is the the kids do advance, but there's a big adjustment because you talked about it just now. The bats. The bat is the difference, and it's why I forgot who was talking and doing the show. They was like they just didn't get why baseball players don't come right up and just play. Well, you got to make two major adjustments. First and foremost, if you were playing high school ball last year, like every you might get to a team where they got 3 kids that are exceptional, and the other 6 are they all right. But now, you go to the pros, or that number goes from 3 to 9. Everybody's an exceptional. Everybody was the best hitter in their state. Everybody was the best hitter here. And now you make an adjustment going from metal to wood bats. Now that's a different adjustment. How the baseball comes off of it, the spin of the baseball. Now you got a guy where you maybe in the weekend, that third day of the weekend, you play in certain schools or certain places, you might get 2 pitches that throw junk. Now you got guys throwing heat the whole time, and you gotta adjust to that. Now you gotta catch up. You ain't getting that 87 curveball guy whose great uncle was Charlie Lee Brandt, you know what I'm saying, and taught him how to pitch. Or the kid that, he's a senior in college, his grandfather's Ed Harris, he taught him how to put a little Crisco on his chest so he can get an extra dip on his curveball,
Put a little badge seal behind your ear.
Yeah.
Andy said, guys, to say the Pro Bowl in the NFL, can you do that rule where you see with the MLB where whoever wins the All-Star game gets home field advantage in the World Series?
No,
Wouldn't work in
because
the NFL.
NFL is always at a neutral site.
Yeah. And he said, don't forget Mike Stanton hitting 61 with the Marlins.
What else he got?
Mark McGwire. And he said, I think he made Bonds the second half of the Hall of Fame career. You mentioned the suspect for Barry because people know he took steroids. Do we really know?
I don't care
Was
about.
it ever proven? Did he ever fail a test?
I don't care about that statement, and here's why I don't care. Because if you're gonna hold him to that standard, you can't blindly hold him and then not hold everybody else. Because Big Poppy, we go by the thing, Big Poppy got popped in that supposed alleged. Oh, we just want to drug test you, but we're not going to say who you are, even though you got to write your name on the drug test, which never made sense to me. Um, but there's a bunch of people that have got caught. The difference is, and I say this is because what they never wanted was they never wanted to have the argument that Bonds was better than Ruth.
Yes.
That's the argument they never wanted to hear. They never wanted to give him the opportunity to have. And that's why you hear all the bonds, the steroids, and all that stuff, because they were trying to defame him and take him out of um that elite skyline where he was the best ever. Like, because they always hang that over his head. Oh, but he used steroids. Okay. How many pitchers you knew back then used steroids too? Because there was definitely somebody else using the stuff. Like, let's not act like this. See, now we're getting into that NBA territory when they just told me that that referee was the only one referee gambling on stuff. Like, you can't tell me that, because I
Can't.
know, can't, because somebody got to be in on it with him just to get him to where he got to. Somebody be like, okay, cool, I understand what you're doing. Shoot, Rasheed Wallace is on the podcast, him and Bonzi Wells, and I remember she says, he told somebody, whoever his backup was, he was like, yo, get loose early tonight because you're gonna be in by the middle of the first quarter. Tip ball, she's going to the bench, and whoever else is coming in because he got two right away. They gave him 2 fouls right off the break. It's amazing, man.
I mean, the technical foul for he was looking at me.
Oh, what's the one where the one that Tim Duncan got for laughing, for smiling?
Yes, he got two for laughing on the bench and ejected. Maddie says Schwarber strikes out. Philly fans about to get real upset.
It's on you now, because you know me. I will marathon the show for a little bit, but it's up to you. You got to get up early first.
Yeah, I do. So we'll get through the comments. I mean, you want to keep going?
Nah, I'm not gonna do solo.
Okay,
good.
We'll get through the comments. The player around that time I like wasn't McGuire, Bonds, or Sosa. It was Ryan Klesko.
That was my guy. Number 18 in your hearts, baby.
Maddie said Bonds, McGuire, Sosa, all should be in the Hall of Fame. Put the asterisk by them if you want, but put them in. I agree with that.
No, I mean, put them in, but they don't deserve an asterisk because you're not putting asterisks beside everybody else. Like, you can't tell me there's a Hall of Famer in the, like we just said, Ortiz, but you can't tell me there's other people that are in the Hall of Fame, whether they pitchers or whatever, that weren't drugging. It's just, I hate the ambiguity of this. Like, it's the callous free for all. Oh, he used it, but we don't hold nobody else accountable. Nobody else gets the same scrutiny that he gets because, yeah, again, it goes back to Ruth. Say it.
I'm gonna say this: it's only one player that's not in the Hall of Fame that I believe should be, but I don't want to see him in the Hall of Fame now, and that's Pete Rose. You had 35 years to correct your mistake, and you bullshitted. Don't do it now that he's gone. You should have did it while gave him his flowers while he could smell it. And I said that before he passed, and I said it after he passed. Don't do that because that's a backhanded insult.
I remember that.
Maddie says C strikes out Soto.
Yeah, that was nasty because even Soto turned around and was like, ugh.
And he said, to me, the greatest hit of all time is either Lou Gehrig or Stan the Man. Ooh. He
I
said
don't know
Rod
about that.
Carew.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Ever since I added this app, like it just does like it's like a I thought I was gonna be like, oh yeah, I catch a couple Bible verses here and there, but now this joint like rings and texts me like, yeah, I don't know how long that's gonna stay.
Maddie said CJ up after the Freeman walk. The two greatest
It
heaters of
is.
my hit are the Machine and Miggy Cabrera, El Caballo.
Uh, I love Miguel early on. Miguel, 17, 18-year-old Miguel came up during the playoff series. That was my guy, and his career. And I think two of the guys that have always been my guys is Miggy and Beltray.
Mm-hmm. I give you Beltran. Maddie said Abram strikes out. C struck out the side with the walk to Freeman to thrown in. He also said the Pro Bowl is dead anyway. It is. I don't.
It
I
is.
only think it's on life support. I think we'll be having a funeral for that soon.
We could have it tomorrow. I mean, well, the next tomorrow. Shoot.
Dearly beloved, we are
We're
here
gathered
today.
here to talk about a little Pro Bowl, baby. Yes.
Anthony Roger Clemens, yes. Roger Clemens, Kurt Schilling. I believe they should be. Roger Clemens is another one that had two separate Hall of Fame careers. And that's something that's not talked about.
Parker Messick's in the game for the Indians. I mean Guardians. I tried to cut myself from saying Indians, and I still say Indians. Um, he's third in the majors in ERA, 2.78. Ooh, that got up there. Whoa, whoa. I guess I haven't been able to catch the try when Parker Messick pitches. Good lord, that ball had some late life on it.
Maddie said
It
100%
was like
right, and that and the media hated Bonds.
hell yeah. Because he was no, and the funny part about it, and this is the other reason why I have a dislike for them trying to keep him out because of the steroids. Because he would do interviews and like, so we're not going to talk about the people that look like middle linebackers playing, second base and shortstop. We just good with this. We good with this. And he gave them like 2 or 3 seasons to be good with it. And then he was like, all right, well, if they going to use it, I get to use it because I want to level the playing field out. And I don't know how much he used or we didn't use and who he could have used and how he used it, but nah.
It's funny they can tell you what he used, but they couldn't tell you what was in it. I remember they said it was flaxseed oil, but if you go to any health and nutrition store, you can get flaxseed oil, and everything as a supplement. But that's not it wasn't on the ban. The same thing with Mark McGuire and Andrew. Same thing with Brady Anderson and creatine. Those weren't on the ban list when they were using them. If they're not on the ban list, how am I cheating?
Look, we did a lot of backwards jurisdiction and God dang, this kid is nice. I'm sorry. He's thrown 2 fastballs that just the giddy up. Like it's like he throws it, but then it's like there's like a little person in the baseball as it gets closer to the plate and it just explodes. It's like if somebody in there shifting the gear and hitting the knocks and boom. A lot of people say you should put an asterisk next to the names of Ruth, Garrick because they played in a segregated major leagues where yeah. But I don't want that either. Like I don't care about asterisks. I just say we indicate the time period. We put a
I like this.
yeah. Um I believe we should just say, hey, this is what baseball was, this is what the world is now, and this is what happened here. And it's like for some reason people don't want to admit that and just you want to blindly say, oh, no. Ruth might be the greatest ever, but you will never know because you never gave yourself the chance to know. You never put him against the best of the best. And when they played the Negro League Stars, they got beaten. pretty good period of time. They may not always beat them, but they gave them problems. Yo, this messy kid. I'm gonna have to
You
make
know
sure I
what they
find
call Babe Ruth, right?
out. Hmm?
You know what they call Babe Ruth?
Nah,
The white Josh Gibson.
nah.
And they call Josh Gibson the black Babe Ruth because they both could hit home runs, but they could hit.
Good God, this kid messy he just
Maddie,
walked through.
you name the place and the time. If we talking
Oh, you know,
MLB Hall of Fame, I got a list.
Maddie, why are we doing this, Maddie? You starting to.
He said sounds like the music in one of Teddy's toys.
Mm, mm, mm.
Said Parker Messick's in. Come on, do your thing. There you go. One pitch, one out. Uh, who did you guys like as a starter better? And you saw them both play, Nolan Ryan or the big unit?
I like the question. I mean, if you're gonna limit me to those two,
Hmm.
um, give me Nolan Ryan because he had the better sustained success over a longer period of time. Like the big unit, we didn't know what he was going to be his first couple years, and then he finally kind of grew into who he was going to be and his control and everything. And he has some great. Trust me, he has a great couple seasons in the playoffs where he was untouchable.
Yes. Uh, I'll go with Nolan Ryan as well. This dude blew out his elbow and had one more pitch, and that pitch that he had was a 94. With he had blew the tendon in his elbow at the end of his career. Now he's in
Mm.
his 60s now, if I'm not mistaken. And they had him throw an opening pitch, and he threw a fastball at 89 miles per hour in his 60s. You can't make that type of stuff up. I like to call him the white Satchel Paige because he can still sit down a whole side if you called him up right now and asked him to do it. He can still do it. I know he could. And he said, could you say the same thing for Alex Rodriguez? He had 2 Hall of Fame careers, one with the Yankees and one with the Mariners and Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if his Rangers Mariners was quite Hall of Fame because I felt like that happened early. Like I felt like that happened within his like 6 or 7 years. Like that was his first shot at free agency, and his real career happened the second part of that. As he was in Texas, that's really when his second career because the second piece of that Texas was, or the first piece of the Texas was years 7 through I want to say like 12 or 13 for him. So that was like his formative years. So I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I don't know if his Yankee career was Hall of Fame worthy. So I don't know how to quite like that doesn't register the same as Bonds.
I gotta agree with that because I mean he was good with the Yankees, but he wasn't Mariners good. He wasn't Rangers good. And a lot of people say that's because he was playing out of place because he moved over to third and stuff like that. And I'm like,
Yeah, he had to move because the most overrated baseball player in history of time had to play short.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Oh, I'm sorry. Obviously, you don't understand the words that's coming from my mouth. The most overrated shortstop in sports.
Okay. 3 pitches, 2 out for my kid, but now he gets Marsh, not Harper.
Yeah, he struck Marsh out.
Uh, for me, the steroid testing is bunk because a lot of people got suspended because of them taking medications like Adderall for ADD because it's considered performance enhancing drug. Maddie said 1, 2, 3 for future rookie of the year.
That's Parker Messick, I think.
And Nolan Ryan all day. I agree.
Ooh. All right, we got
1,000%.
a problem. So Ryan O'Brien or the kid hits Caminero on the hand. If he doesn't have a thing on that, that's hammock bone. We're gonna lose Caminero for 3 to 4 weeks.
Mm. Andy said I agree with Midnight, and I'm a Yankees fan too. Dude, KG DJ is the most overrated player of all time. You can't be a Yankee fan talking like that. Derek Sanderson Jeter is the greatest shortstop
What is this hitting
next
him?
to Cal Ripken. Let's go.
Oh, that's not the good spot. That's not the good spot to get hit by a baseball. With your hands at the bottom of the bat, ooh, that hurts. Pardon the sound effect, but that's gonna hurt. That's where you break a bone in your hand. That's when, yeah,
That's what it sound like.
yeah. I
All
mean, this
right.
dude laid in the ground and yeah, he then went fetal on him. So you know that he in pain.
Time to wrap that shit up, B. Final thoughts before we go off into the sunset and enjoy the rest of this game.
Nah, I mean it's just 3-0. Third inning. Got a little control issue from the young kid O'Brien from the Cardinals. But hopefully he can settle in and we keep it going. Um, man, that's tough to watch because if they lose him off of this, there's gonna be the strong population of the media that likes to just yell to be heard and for clickbait are gonna have some fun on this, and that's not what the Midsummer Classic is about. Um, but I want to shout out Ant, shout out Maddie, um, everybody else that commented, everybody else that rode with us a little bit longer because we can't say we didn't do no overtime because we did a little live looking on the All Star game, man. So good stuff, man.
Man, what this was good. The conversation was great. Anytime that I get to sit in this thing and rock with you, it's a good day, man.
You know how to set me up, dog. I keep telling you and B because all y'all know is you put the coin in the slot, the music will play.
Pull my string, I'll dance, I'll sing, I'll play for you.
Oh man,
Hey, tomorrow, nothing but net, 7:30.
yes.
All right, 7:30 with the crew. That is the Midnight Rider, C. Perry the second, the nephew, Josh, and JG. So, I would love to hear what you guys got to think about this whole LeBron James being courted by everybody and him not making a decision, but he putting out workout videos, but not making a decision on where he gonna play at. And it's like to the point, like I feel like Peter Griffin, man. Who the hell cares? If you're gonna play, play.
Hey, that's my thought process. The other thing I said was I was laughing because I heard Lee Ice and them talk about the fact that you had to leave voice messages or voice memos um and like do your pitch over the phone with LeBron or to I guess it wasn't even to LeBron, it was to Rich Paul. And I was like, all I could think of was Goodfellas, how Paulie didn't want to talk directly to anybody. You know what I'm saying? I can imagine like, GMs going to the GMs calling and Rich Paul gotta go to the payphone and answer it and listen to them talk about their pitch and then go back and talk to Paulie or LeBron and run the idea by him. But I guess in this world, he just go ahead and take the message and put it on speakerphone. Like he and LeBron just sit there, and LeBron's like, okay, all right, yeah, 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 all right, that sounds good. Okay, okay. Because supposedly, I guess we're down to 5 teams or 4 teams. I don't, I'm so happy he is not a Laker. I'm good. I don't need that. It's been
This
fun.
is
It's
one of
been
them
real.
things where I believe wherever he goes, I think he'll get the farewell tour treatment. But it's just like, okay,
Mm.
And you kind of wonder, will he be himself? But he hasn't been himself in the last 5 years. And it seems like he's not having fun. That when LeBron's having fun, he plays at a different level. It just seems like he's not having fun right now.
Mm.
But I digress. So tomorrow night, you got nothing but net 7:30. Thursday 7:15, the Thursday night throwdown. Rolling Friday.
I don't know because I know my and we got to talk about that Thursday because we got to talk about Miss Bossman spot. Um, just just give her flowers and just give her some love because we know what's happening Friday. So make sure we stay on point on that. Like maybe that's our open.
Gotcha.
Friday night, I don't know. I probably won't do anything, but we'll see. I mean, because we got the funny thing is, or the crazy thing is, you got I think you got World Cup finals that weekend. I think I want to say I thought the British was this weekend, or the Open is this weekend as well. So that'd be a great time to get try to get Keith on, even if he doesn't do a regular show. Maybe he can do the freestyle, or we get him in for the Thursday night. But I'd love to have a conversation with him, and even if he can't conversate with us, maybe we get him to do his predictions like he did for the World Cup. Anybody else that wants to make golf predictions, but yeah. And I know I ran this out another 10 minutes, so I apologize, KG.
When you in your mode, see, back up. We're gonna set the table. Look, we've been doing this too long, man. I know how to back off. I know how to back up a little bit. So,
Yeah, man.
thank you, ladies and
So,
gentlemen, for joining us. Matty Ice, Anthony, man, appreciate y'all keeping the conversation going. Got 3 more comments and we got to get out of here. Anthony said he never saw Nolan Ryan.
no, you got
And
YouTube him.
YouTube that. He said, since I never saw Nolan Ryan in his prime pitching for the Astros, I had to choose a big unit. And that's not a bad choice either.
Nah, because the unit once, especially Arizona big unit, with him and Kurt Schilling. Woo, hoo, hoo. Oh, yeah.
Hated it. Because they were unstoppable. I hated it.
You had to figure it out because you weren't going to just score on them.
Nah.
And the way they did, they were one of the first teams that when you played other games, those guys on their throw day wouldn't throw their bullpen. They throw their bullpen during the series. So now you got Randy Johnson coming out for a 7th or 8th inning throwing straight gas because he got 40 pitches. Shoot. They were one of the first teams to start doing some of that stuff. And then shout out to my man Patrick Corbin because he got us Patrick Corbin and Steven Strasburg in 2019 got us over that bridge. And here's a fun fact. Thanks to my man Toby Altizer on 106.7 The Fan. But he said the bullpen in 2019 had a 5.68 ERA. And the bullpen right now for the Nats has a 5.02 ERA. So we're not dealing with hard times. The 2019 bullpen was worse at this point in the season. So just FYI.
Love to hear that. I'm just gonna say I love to hear that. So
The only difference was here's the difference though, because I knew you was gonna love it, but here's the bad part. So the Nats bullpen pitched only something like 493 numbers approximate. So I apologize for not having the exact numbers. At this point, they only had 493 innings pitched, and now this team is gone way beyond that. So that's going to be the difference maker.
They
Because the
doing more
start
work.
was so much better. You talking about Corbin, Strasburg and company. So the starting was way better than it is now. No offense to those guys, but it just is. Keep it real. All right, man,
So
get out of
you,
here.
all right. For the midnight ride, I'm the big guy KG. We out of here. We'll see y'all tomorrow for nothing but net 7:30. Peace.